What's going on, guys? It's Becca Switzer, co-founder of Roof Sales Mastery and author of Diamonds in the Sky. And last time we chatted here, we were basically showing you 14 ways to generate leads without having to knock another door. And as promised, today am going to be sharing with you one of my favorite ways to get referrals on the spot, because referrals are awesome. It takes hardly any time at all compared to having to go out and knock doors in the heat. You know, you never know how many doors you're going to have to knock. People might not be home. People might be total a-holes that day. So referrals are awesome. They're like shoe-in leads. They're always qualified. And, they're basically deals in the bag, because when somebody refers you to someone they know, they basically just reach for the pen. So we love referrals. And if you can really master getting referrals, you can cut your door knocking way, way down, really almost eliminate it if you want. Because think about it like this. If you're a salesman, and maybe you're just a company owner, even if you've got 5 salesmen, but you want to make their jobs easier and you want them to be able to enjoy their job more, and usually that means knocking fewer doors. Well, what if they could get 2 referrals for every customer that they had? Well, if they start out and just do 20 inspections at the beginning of the year and they get 2 referrals from each of those, well, that's another 40. That'd be 60 deals at the end of the year, 600,000 or so in sales, and it's a piece of cake. And so if you're a salesman, and you're doing 50 deals in the year and you get just 1 referral on each of those, well, that's 100 deals now for the year. That's $1 million year right there. So we love referrals, but you'd have to be, it's kind of like closing. Asking for a referral is kind of like doing a presentation, because you need to get them on the spot. And there's really 2 ways to get referrals in this business, and those are passively and proactively. And here's what I mean. To passively ask for referrals sounds like this. Hey, Mrs. Jones, so you're happy with the roof? Oh yeah, we love it. It's so nice. Great. And if you had to do this all over again, would you choose us? Oh, of course, you guys were wonderful. Hey, cool. Well, do you mind if I give you some of my business cards here? If you hear of somebody that needs an inspection or a new roof, would you be willing to send them over to me? Well, of course. We'd love to send them over to you. Awesome. Well, here they are. Make sure you think of me first if anybody needs help in your neighborhood or whatever. Well, that's good and all, but here's the deal. No matter how much Mrs. Jones liked you and how serious she was like, absolutely, I will absolutely send someone over to you if somebody asks. The fact of the matter is this. Our industry, storm restoration, is an industry that exists solely because we create it. What do I mean by that? 90% of customers that we have are because we enlightened them to the fact that hail damage was even a real thing to begin with. They're not out there calling their agents and getting inspections and having adjusters come out on their own, because they don't know. And so what are the odds that somebody is going to be chatting with Mrs. Jones over brunch one day and is like, you know what? We need a new roof. That's not going to happen, okay? So unfortunately, Mrs. Jones is going to take those business cards and they're going to get stuffed back into the junk drawer with the Bed Bath & Beyond coupons, and they're never going to be seen again, okay? So then there's proactively asking for referrals. And that's when you get them on the spot. You take action right away and you ask for the order. Just like when you have a contingency or a contract and you ask for that signature. You have to do the same thing with referrals. So here's what I like to do. And I hear contractors, business owners, salesmen all the time who are doing ridiculous things for referrals, like, spending $500 or $1,000 for a referral or $250 or whatever, eating a deductible for a referral. That is crazy. You don't have to do that, okay? Granted, a referral is worth what? Roughly $2,000 in your pocket, right? Because assuming it turns into a deal, which they usually do, and your average job size is roughly 10 grand, give or take, well, that's roughly $1,500 or $2,000 in your pocket at the end of the day, if that person turns into a deal. So is it worth it to spend $500? Yeah, I guess if you want to look at it that way, but you don't have to spend $500 for a referral, so don't. So here's what I like to do. Here's my favorite thing. Okay, I like to get a couple of gift cards, things that people generally like, easy things, and it can be $15 to $25, whatever you want to do. Starbucks, easy one. Walmart, Quick Trip, or whatever convenience store it is where you guys get like 78-ounce Slurpees and things like that in your area. Everybody's got different ones, but we've got Quick Trip. Here's what I mean. It's the size of my head. Why do I even have this? It's ridiculous. So get a couple gift cards. Have them with you. When you go to pick up that last check and give that homeowner the final invoice, have them there and be like, so Mrs. Jones, are you happy with everything? Now we got your new roof, basically got a new facelift for your house. Oh yeah, it's so nice. It's like, cool. That's a pretty neat deal, huh? Insurance claims, right? It's like a 90% off coupon. Remind them of how awesome it is. Cool. So I've had a really good time working with you, and I tell you what, I'd like to do you a favor. What do you like more? Take out the gift cards. You like Starbucks or Quick Trip more? She'll be like, oh, I don't know, Starbucks, I guess. I love those Christmas cups when they come out. It's like, cool, I'm addicted too. Caffeine, what can you do, right? Well, I tell you what, Mrs. Jones, I've got a $25 Starbucks gift card here for you right now if you'd be willing to do me one small favor. She's like, well, sure, what is it? It's like, here's the deal. I hate knocking doors, okay? I don't like bugging people when they're trying to eat their dinner, but unfortunately in this industry, it's kind of an unnecessary evil because homeowners don't really know they have damage until we kind of open their eyes to it and let them know that it's there. So we kind of are forced to knock on people's doors and let them know what's going on. But a cool thing is a lot of my business right now has been coming from people's friends, family, and neighbors and things because they see like, oh, my neighbor across the street's getting a brand new roof, or my sister's getting a brand new roof and siding on her house. They've had the same siding for like 25 years. That's awesome, practically for free. And so I've actually been working on helping a lot of people's friends and family out. So I tell you what, I got my notebook here, and I'm trying to work through as many people's friends and family as I can. It's getting kind of hectic here for me. This is like my really busy time of year. But if you can think of 2 people that you know that might benefit from a free inspection, that's it. Write them down. I'll give you this gift card. And then just hand over the notebook, okay? And ideally what you want to do is have a page where you've been keeping them, like all lined up. So it's like tons of names and phone numbers next to them all the way down the page. And if you don't have any yet, just make some up. Put a bunch of names and phone numbers, okay? Because why? Well, now when you get to show your homeowner this list of referrals that you've got, what does this do? Well, it's social proof. They get to look at it and think to themselves, well, everybody's giving them referrals. Why can't I? Or why shouldn't I? So you got this giant list going. You hand it over. They take it and they're like, okay, you've basically asked for the order here. You've given them the pen. You've given them the notebook. And they can just fill them in. And so now you've got them. Exchange a gift card? Easy to do. Mrs. Jones is excited. A $25 gift card promised now is worth 10 times more than $500 promised later. It's a weird thing. It doesn't make sense, but that's how homeowners work. That's how people are, We're humans. We like things now. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And so these little quick incentives work great. And it's not like we're telling Mrs. Jones or asking her to write down names and numbers of her friends and families so that we can try and go to sell them like weight loss pills or like vitamins or something weird. No, it's awesome. They're hooking their friends and family up with a brand new freaking facelift on their house. It's amazing. And so it's really easy to do. There's a lot of value there, and that's how I do it. And by the way, if Mrs. Jones goes ahead and writes those things down, like gives you names and numbers like that really fast, like, oh, Aunt Barb, Trish hasn't had anybody look. I was just talking to her the other day. Writes them down really fast. Be like, Mrs. Jones, that was almost too easy. Tell you what, I'll give you the quick trip card too if you can think of 2 more. She's like, oh, okay. Don't underestimate it. Some people are going to fill a page. You'll be shocked, okay? Some people are only going to give you 1 or 2, and that's fine. Some people might not give you any, but if you're proactively asking for referrals, that's when you're going to get them. Now you're really taking control of getting more leads instead of just putting a line in the water and then hoping something comes of it. Does that make sense? So that's what I want to leave you with here today, you guys. And really, if you're a salesperson, make it your mission. Every single time you go and pick up a final check and drop off a final invoice to a customer, make it a habit. Because if you're visiting with 5 customers a week and you get 2 referrals from each of those, that's 10 more inspections. You can eliminate your door knocking. And if you're a business owner, at your next sales meeting, teach your sales guys that approach. If you want to hook them up with the gift cards, you can. They can hook them up. They can go out and buy their own gift cards. It really doesn't matter. But make it a habit for them. Teach them what to do and make it a challenge. Like whoever gets the most referrals has a prize or whatever. Okay? So that's the way that I like to do it. It works really well. It's a very comfortable question to ask, and homeowners are happy to do it if you just ask. So that's what I want to leave you with here today, and we'll talk to you soon.